John drives your mother in the car with the coffee and the chocolate cake and the first aid kit.
Wait, what have I been missing? Say, Emma, what's to eat around?
Don't touch that chimney, Mr. Tony. The cook will be furious.
Oh, look, it's Liv.
Oh, Master Livingston, you really help me with that.
Emma, you'll never get it off. I'm too stiff. I'll probably have to sleep with it on tonight.
How far did you march?
How do I know? I just followed the fellow in front of me. I almost followed him home.
Hey, Liv, how are you? How'd you get here? Did they kick you out of school? Nah, 2 days off. Won the hockey game. Didn't you even read about it?
How'd I get time to read about anything?
Well, what's all the marching for? War, of course. War? We're not in any war yet.
You better not let Pa hear you say that. You want to know how many men he's got right here in Philadelphia? 20,000. Every Bible class in town is marching.
Hiya, Joe. Tony, how are you? Fine. What's that? Midnight snack for the alligators. Your father's orders. Here, Liv. Midnight snack. Why?
Cicero almost bit Pa's thumb off. Pa said we didn't feed him enough.
Boy, what have I been missing? Say it is good to be home. I didn't know how homesick I was. You happy now, Joe?
Shh. Look, Tony, I got an early history sim class. I'll be seeing you.
So long. See you, Liv.
Why, Tony?
Tony!
Hello, Ma. Hello, Pa.
Well, son, how are you? How long can you stay?
2 days, 1 hockey game.
Fine, great! It'll be just like old times if only Cordy were home.
Oh, darling, Cordy will be home in a few months now.
Yes, that's true. You should have seen Lieutenant Grayson take over those men as if he'd known them all his life. Mother, I tell you, you can't beat the Marines.
But, Pa, I thought the Army was helping you.
The Army? Confound the Army. I fired them.
But
I told them to take back their 2 moth-eating drill sergeants and their blasted squirrel rifles.
you can do that?
Certainly I can do it. I did it! This is war, boy. Total war!
Pa, President Wilson says we're supposed to be neutral.
That confounded Wilson and his confounded neutrality. I wrote to Washington myself, offered to enlist as a private. This is their response. I'm too old. Me, in the prime of my life and fit as a fiddle, too old.
Well, how'd you get the Marines, Pa?
The Marines. The most glorious institution God ever put on this broad green earth. Why, we marched on the double from Frankfurt and back.
You're going to wear those poor boys out.
Nonsense. How'd they look to you, John?
Tired.
They're supposed to be tired, confounded. How about that school of yours? Any military training up there?
They don't think we ought to. We're neutral.
What are we supposed to do? Wait here like ducks, waiting to be shot?
The whole Atlantic Ocean's in
Forget the Atlantic Ocean! Who could that be?
I can't imagine.
Who on earth would have the gall to telephone at a time like this?
Hello?
Well, Anthony, it could happen.
It is happening, confounded, but who could it be?
Now, only listen a second.
You know, this is the kind of thing they do in New York. Any time of day or night, reach for the telephone, yeah. Tony, who in tarnation is it?
For you, Pa. Some lady.
What's all fire important and couldn't wait until morning? Hello? Yes? What have you been doing all this time? Don't waste time sitting there chit-chatting. Pull yourself together and do something!
What is it, Anthony?
No, it's time you boys go to bed. It's after midnight.
What is it, Anthony?
Didn't you hear me? Off to bed.
It's Cordelia, isn't it?
If I have to tell you one more time.
Anthony, what happened?
Last in school.
Was that Miss Applegate herself? Anthony!
Cordy has run away, that's what. She's been gone 3 hours and they just now found it out. You boys go to bed!
What are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to call the police if that's what you're thinking.
We have to call someone.
Of course we'll call somebody. We'll call Diefendorfer!
Diefendorfer? Why does it always have to be Diefendorfer?
Because he knows us. And what's more, he won't go blabbing it all over town.
Where would she go?
You know where she'd go? Home! Right here where she belongs. sister's bedroom, see if she's up there. I thought I told you to go to bed. 10 to 1, she's up there sleeping sound as a baby.
She might be afraid to come home.
Cordy! Cordy, if you're out here, there's no use in patching her down with cold!
All right, Papa!
I told you, I knew it!
Papa!
Mama! Cordelia! No, you've been climbing that back fence again.
Now don't start in on her already.
Mama, I couldn't stand it another minute. It was like being in jail.
Not the bedroom bathroom either. Gee! Dang Tony!
Jail, was it?
Anthony.
Now don't you crow. I can't stand it if you crow.
Who's crowing?
You're flapping your wings.
I feel like flapping my wings.
Anthony, if you and Cordy start one of your yelling matches again.
Pa, you were right. Walking 2 by 2 like prisoners.
Well, Cordy, what do you know? What kind of get-up is that?
Isn't it awful? And if you so much as add a pin at the neck, it's 10 demerits.
Darling, the pin just run away because you don't like the clothes.
Awfully good reason, I'd say.
Anthony, you're not being a bit of help. Miss Applegate.
Confound Miss Applegate, running her school like a sieve, pupils seeping through every pore.
Oh, Anthony, will you stop that? Anthony, you wanted to go. You wanted to meet people.
Mother, Pa, I have met somebody. I met him at Uncle Billy's.
Ah, you see there? Not at school at all, at your own sister's.
Oh, will you let the poor girl catch her breath? Cordy!
I won't say another word, not a single word. Well, daughter, it's good to have you home.
Pa, he's outside.
Who's outside?
I just told you.
Oh! Yeah?
Outside right now?
He drove me down from school.
Well, why doesn't he come in?
He's sort of scared.
Now, who on earth would be... Now, what would be scared of?
Of you.
Why doesn't anyone be scared of me?
Pa, you may as well know. He wants to marry me.
Cordelia!
Marry you?
Yes, marry me.
Well, he better be scared of me. It's not that tiny fence provoker, is it?
He ain't even there.
He is too. He's in the Rolls Royce out front.
No. I got this.
Don't have to capture him, you know.
Cordy, this is an important marriage. Oh, why, I never thought. I'm sure your mother never thought. How did it happen?
Well, I said I hated the school, and he said, why don't you leave it? And I said, how can I leave it? And he said, you can marry me. That's one way you can leave it.
By George!
And I said, I can hardly wait. And he said, do you mean it? And I said, certainly, do you? And he said, of course I do. I meant it from the first time I saw you.
That's magnificent!
But I said I couldn't say yes so soon.
Magnificent! No shilly-shallying, straight to the point, swept her off her feet. Why, Cordy, you haven't even told us this young man's name.
His name's Duke.
Duke.
Andre Duke.
Andre Duke of Duke Industries?
What's the matter with that?
Oh, Cordy, those people are rich.
Well, you're rich yourself.
I am not.
You've got $1 million.
Confound it, they have $90 million.
Mama, don't you see? What does any of that matter? I've never felt like this in my whole life before. Whenever I even look at him, I feel alive. Just wait. Wait until you see him.
Cordy, little white man.
Andre, I want you to meet my mother.
How do you do?
Mr. Duke?
And my father.
Mr. Duke, how do you do? Now you boys go to bed!
I'm sorry to burst in like this in the middle of the night.
Nonsense. I love the evening myself. Won't you have some?
You must excuse us, Mr. Duke. Ordinarily, you would have had some sort of warning. Why, I don't even know where you're from.
He's from New York.
New York.
Durham, England?
That's North Carolina. but we haven't lived there for 8 years.
You must appreciate our feelings, Mr. Duke. Why, in our eyes, Cordelia is still very young.
Yes, ma'am.
Why, she's very mature and acts much older than she really is, but marriage is an entirely different matter, don't you think?
Oh, Mother, you'd think I was a baby.
You're a bit older, I imagine.
He's 22.
Ah, perfect age. The man should be a little older, I think. Through college, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Working?
Well, I have an office in New York.
Do you enjoy working?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I try to get out as often as I can.
Hate offices myself. Deadly places. Now, what do you do when you escape?
An escape?
The office, I mean.
Well, I have this boat.
Boat.
It's a yacht.
Oh, it's a yacht, is it? I suppose a man could get a kick out of a yacht. Do you?
Do I what?
Get a kick out of the blasted yacht.
Well, I've always enjoyed sailing, more or less.
I suppose you're pretty busy getting ready for the war. Can't have old Kaiserville marching down Broad Street, now can you?
Andrzej is going to turn over his boat.
Now you see there, that is a fine thing to do with the boat.
To the Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard.
What's the matter with that? It's in the war, isn't it?
It's the blasted Coast Guard, if you call that war.
Thank you, sir.
So are the Marines, sir, but you can't compare them. Young man, I'm not criticizing you personally, but I know what you little yacht boys will be doing. Piddling around the New York harbor, popping in at Newport to make sure your property is safe.
But we don't have property in Newport. Mother doesn't like the place.
And do you?
You don't like Newport yourself.
I don't need someone telling me I don't.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think Newport's on the way out.
Oh, it's dead as a doornail.
More or less.
Mr. Duke, what did you enjoy doing? Skiing?
I broke an ankle once skiing.
You should have got right back on those skis, marched up the hill, and tried to get on the spot.
The boat was kind of sticking out.
Do you fish? Do you box? Do you sing?
They threw me out of the choir when I was 13.
Confounded boy, your voice changes at 13. Didn't you ever try again?
Anthony, you stop this.
Now, Mr. Duke, I just want you to sit back, relax, fine, and tell me, in your own words, what in this whole wide world do you like?
Well, I like Cordelia.
Oh!
You can't expect a young man to...
Of course he's a young man. That's the whole point. It wouldn't matter so much if you were old. Old men always know what they want to do when it's too late to do it.
Mother thinks I'll get over it.
Get over what?
Mother thinks I'll get to like the office.
And what do you think?
Well, Mother and I talk everything over, if that's what you mean. You expect Cordy to do what you want when you tell her, right?
Yes. Yes, I do. But Cordy doesn't do it!
And if you think what I think you're thinking, I'm not going to do it now either.
Good night, Mr. Duke. Thank you for bringing Cordy home.
I beg your pardon.
Anthony. Mr. Duke, you don't have to go at all. You can stay right here.
Thank you very much, but Dale Atkins was good enough to offer me a bed. Good night, Cordy.
Good night, darling.
Oh, no, Mr. Duke. I'll show you out myself.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Good night.
Why didn't you hit him?
Hit him like I was a father to that boy.
If it's not you, it's Tony. You always knock him out.
Cordy, can't you see for yourself?
Anthony, we're all tired, supposedly.
Cordy, it just won't work.
Well, I'll make it work.
You can't.
Does everyone have to be like you?
Well, no, but he has to be somebody inside to be the man for you.
And why isn't he somebody inside?
Because he doesn't have the least idea what life's about.
And you do.
Well, maybe not, but I know this. There are 24 hours in a day, and if you fill them with nothing, absolutely nothing, then you become poor. Really poor where it counts. Now, if you wanted anything enough to go after it, anything at all, I'd be all for it.
Are you quite finished? Because if you are,
Anthony, I tried to warn you.
I want something enough, and I'm going to have it. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell him yes.
Confound it, Cordy.
I'm going to be Miss Andrzej Duke, and I'm going to love it.
Well, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
Perhaps if you
just popped into my head. This is the only house I have ever lived in. Why, when Mama died and Pa remarried again, I don't know. It's an awfully strange way to feel, I suppose, but this house and us, all of us, it's rather like a miracle. And as for me, I still can't believe it. Then along comes this empty-headed sailor boy threatening to break everything up.
Anthony, you don't know anything about that boy.
You saw him, you heard him. He bore her to tears in less than a month.
Well, they'll be her tears, dear. I suppose she's old enough for those too.
If he makes her shed one tear, just one, I'll shoot him down in the streets.
Anthony, no matter what that poor boy would have said here tonight, you'd have found some way to push him out of here.
Ah!
Darling, you'll find a way to accept him. Once you realize Cordy's really made up her mind.
Cordy doesn't have a mind. She's a child.
She's a grown woman, Anthony. I'm afraid you're dealing here with something that you can't control.
And what is it I can't control?
Love, darling.